Hey everyone, this is Rob reporting the news live from Cannes. This moment we actually have some breaking news, which is pretty exciting. Today, our partner, the Trustworthy Accountability Group, TAG as most people know it, released the fourth version of the European Fraud Benchmark Study, which we, of course, help work on, and we're really excited that we were able to release it here in Cannes in this moment. I'm also very lucky to have Jules Kendrick, who's the MD of Europe for TAG, who's going to share some insights and questions about what's in the report. Hey, Jules, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Excited to be in Cannes. Excited to be talking to you.
Oh, lovely, lovely. And you know, just to kind of stick with the theme of what we've been doing here, what's the most fun thing you've seen in Cannes so far?
Oh, that's a really good question. I did beach yoga with Index Exchange this morning,
Ooh,
which
nice.
was fun for me. And probably fun for other people to watch me doing it and slipping around it on the sand. But it's actually the most fun has been like bumping into loads of people as you wander up and down La Croisette.
Yeah, no, it's really been great, and the energy is great. The optimism is great. You know, we're really seeing a lot of smiles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It feels a really good energy is a good way of describing it.
Yeah, it's good. So tell me, you know, the report came out today. Why is this report so important?
So I think it's great that it's the fourth year, so it really is a benchmark now. But I think probably one of the most exciting things is how much we're seeing fraud reducing when you buy through TAG certified channels. So when we look at just year over year, we've seen a 20% decrease in fraud, now less than 1%.
Wow. So, yeah. The numbers speak for themselves, and the participation of the partners, the ad tech vendors, the measurement companies for sharing the data with us and giving us the opportunity to create this for the industry. We're always very grateful for them and their help. We couldn't do without them, but the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, really impressive, the number of page impressions that we were able to look at. The data, I think it was sort of just shy of 220 billion page impressions, which was an 85% increase year over year, which just really shows how the uptake of the Certified Against Fraud standard in Europe is increasing, and that's really great to see. And it means that the data is incredibly robust to show that we're achieving through TAG certified channels a 0.55% fraud rate, which is incredibly impressive.
Right. I mean, there's a couple of numbers in there. What are the numbers that stand out for you as maybe the most important to key in on?
So I think probably the comparison, when you look at a TAG certified channel just used once, as opposed to 3 times across the supply chain, it's what we like to call sort of triple filtering. When you just use one TAG certified channel, you see fraud rates of just under 1.5%, which still is a great reduction on what we've seen in the past. But when you use more than one, you're right down to 0.55%. And what we hear from the market, 1.5% is just not acceptable. Brands do not accept that level of fraud. So really it needs to be below 1% for them to be prepared to utilize that inventory.
Yeah, I agree. It's important to highlight because if you look at it and you say, 0.5 or 1.5, the difference seems small. But the truth is, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, it's such a good point, actually, because sometimes when you look at those margins, they do, the numbers, they seem small, but when we think about the size of the European market, the number of pounds, euros going through the supply chain, we're talking about billions here. So yes. Those are big margins that we're talking about, and a lot of money that we are potentially saving for brands.
Yeah. And we work on this report globally. This is the European version. In North America, the version's coming out in November, mm-hmm. And in November, we're lucky enough to have an additional data point that we don't have here, which is average CPMs. And so we are actually going to be able to calculate an estimated cost of fraud savings, which is exciting to come out because we'll actually be able to say, here's the actual numbers that 0.55 represents. Hopefully we'll be able to do that here too. Because it's important for people to know.
Yeah, I think it's super exciting that we're going to be able to do that in the US because ultimately that's what brands are asking of us, which is how much money do you actually save us?
Right.
What is the ROI? And when we can start to, rather than just make a guesstimate, but actually show them, I think that's going to be really important. And I really hope that we can find a partner to enable us to do that in Europe as well.
Same here. And so, just kind of closing, what's a message you want to deliver about the report, and kind of, what do you want to tell the marketplace about what we're doing?
Yeah, so I think ultimately, it's a really positive report that we're putting out. It's really positive to show that when using tag certified channels, that you can reduce your fraud to that level. But and I don't want to take anything away from how great that is. But what I worry sometimes about the industry is we've solved for that, so let's move on to the next thing. We will only continue to solve for that if we follow the right processes, and that is ultimately using tag certified channels, ensuring that you know who your partners are, that they are adhering to the industry standards, because what it means is we'll continue to reduce fraud, but it also means we continue to raise the standard. As we see more challenges appearing across the supply chain around fraud, we know that we can continue to address them, but we need to collaborate as an industry right across the supply chain.
Well, that's good words. Stay vigilant. Let's not, don't get complacent, because the numbers are good today, and because they could change.
Yep,
they
absolutely.
could change.
They will change.
They will change
if you don't use the certified channels. Yeah,
okay,
no question.
Jules, thank you. Thanks so much. That was
thank you.
great. That was
Cheers.
great. Thanks, everyone. See you soon.